Hey friends, thanks for taking a minute to listen to this. Just wanted to share a word of encouragement with you, and then after that, stay tuned, some further details about worshiping together on Sunday mornings. It's been incredible being able to gather with so many of you these last couple weeks, and we just have a one change to that I wanted to share that I think you'll appreciate. But first, I wanted to share an experience I had just a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. I'm on search and rescue here in Lake County, and we got a call, and I haven't been able to make it to many of the calls lately. I feel bad about that, but I had a call, and I wasn't overly busy, so I responded to it, and it was a call from mutual aid to a county nearby us here in Lake County. So myself and three others from Lake County, we went to help this other county do what's called a litter carry. They had someone 3 miles in on a trailhead, a young man who was about 180 pounds, who was having seizures and couldn't, the altitude was really nailing him, and we had to go and help bring him out. And so they called for mutual aid for this litter carry. And so he's on this litter on a stretcher, and there's a wheel under it, and you need usually a handful of people to help get that person out. So we showed up, we drove in, we got back all the way to where he was. We ran across a couple people on the way in who were with that county's search and rescue, and they said, take your time, there's 16 of them up there. And we paused, and 16 of them? Why did they call for mutual aid? But we went in and got there, and we were carrying oxygen tanks, and they didn't need those, they already had plenty. And then there were 16, and people kept coming. And we're like, well, why in the world did you need mutual aid? Why did you need help? And they said, well, we like to have 25 people for a litter carry, which for us in Lake County, if we have 8, that's great, because you want at least 6 on the litter at all times and then 2 to rotate in as you get tired. But they like to do it with 25 people. So at first I was a little frustrated, and then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to grab hold of that litter and help and just be a part of it. So I rotated with the rest and helped carry this litter down the mountain, and it really was very, very easy with that many people to bring a grown person down a mountain. And it just reminded me that there are a lot of times in life where we might be able to do it with just a couple of us. We might be able to do it on our own. We might be able to just muscle up and make it down and do it. But there is so much strength in numbers and so much strength in doing things together. And we got that person out safely, and everything turned out just fine. But friends, there is power in doing things together. And as we worship together, that's such a blessing and such a gift. And I know that's been such an encouragement to so many of you who might feel slightly just beat up right now, slightly worn out right now. This has been, for a number of different reasons, an extremely hard week for many of you out there. There's been a number of circumstances that have happened that have just been hard. And there's so much going on in our world, and with the isolation and economy and just so much taking place, you might feel like you're just a little beat up or just really struggling. And I just want to encourage you also from Isaiah. God speaking through Isaiah says, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Just this idea of God being our strength. God will give you the strength you need. You might really be struggling right now. You might have a lot taking place right now, but God will strengthen you. Also wanted to read the words of a very famous poem that you're possibly familiar with. It's on a lot of people's walls and things like that. But just a reminder, this is the Footprints in the Sand poem. And it says, "One night I dreamed a dream as I was walking along the beach with my Lord. Across the sky flashed scenes from my life. For each scene I noticed 2 sets of footprints in the sand, one belonging to me and one belonging to the Lord. After the last scene of my life flashed before me, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. I noticed that at many times along the path of my life, especially at the lowest and saddest times, there was only one set of footprints. This really troubled me, so I asked the Lord about it. Lord, you said once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I noticed that during the saddest and most troublesome times of my life, there was only one set of footprints. I don't understand why, when I needed you the most, you would leave me. He whispered, "My precious child, I love you and will never leave you." Never ever during your trials and testings, when you saw one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. And I just want to encourage you, God is with you, God is present, and He loves you. And just trust Him and each other. For many of you, this is a time to help lift each other up. Again, I can't encourage you enough to please be prayerfully thinking about who you can call each day or text just to send an encouraging word or message, who you can reach out to and just let them know you're thinking about them and love them. Let's walk this together. We are not out of this. People are struggling, people are hurting, and we really need to be looking for ways to really be a blessing to them, to be peacemakers, as we've been talking about in church. So just want to encourage you with that. So the news about Sunday, we're still doing online registration. We're trying to keep it to that 150 or less mark. But instead of requiring that masks be worn at all times, which was my last video about Sundays, right now we go from requiring to recommending. So one change in the word, but I think it means a lot to a lot of people. It's still a very good idea to wear a mask. We still recommend that. And I would really recommend that while we're mingling around and while we're talking and maybe a little closer to one another, which we still don't want too much of. But especially when you're singing or if you're at your chair, if you're comfortable and if you want to, we're recommending you keep your mask on, not requiring it. So just wanted to make that clarification. So we hope to see more and more of you each week. I hope we get to all gather together without the 50 or less limit, but please look for those online registrations and get on there. And thank you so much. I'm also videoing the sermons. So the sermons will be they should be recorded and on our website, but I'm also videoing them with my phone. So it's not the best recording, the audio is not great, but if you want to see the message, not just hear it, I'm videoing those and posting them to my Facebook page. So just YouTube page. So just type into YouTube, Jason Horning, it should pop up. If not, let me know. But I don't want to send those out every week along with these videos, but know that if you'd like to see the video of the sermon, just go to YouTube, type in Jason Horning, and I should have the date and all those things listed in there. So thank you so much for taking time to watch this, and I hope to see you soon. God bless.